afternoon, everybody, and welcome to the November meeting for Murrumbidgee Council. I'd like to begin by acknowledging that the whole country we pay respect to the traditional custodians of the lands and waters of the Murrumbidgee local government area and to all Aboriginal elders past, present and emerging. We are committed to honouring the continuing connections First Australians hold to Murrumbidgee's lands, waters and community as one of the oldest living cultures in human history. In the spirit of open, accessible and transparent government and to ensure this meeting is open to the public, this council meeting is being recorded and live streamed to the Murrumbidgee Council Facebook page. A recording will also be placed on Council's website following the meeting. I can see that everybody is present and accounted for. No apologies required. Would somebody like to move the minutes of the ordinary council meeting on the 24th of October 2023 be noted? Councillor Saxby, secondly Councillor Kirby. I'll put that. Those in favour, please say aye. Those against, carried. I remind councillors of their pecuniary interest declarations. Are there any that need to be put forward before the meeting proceeds? If not, thank you. No notices of decision. No notices of motion. I will move to the Mayor's report. As we move very quickly towards the end of the year, life seems to be busier than ever. Harvest is in full swing and it would appear that it is a good harvest. There is plenty of movement both on and off the road network. Please be careful as you travel our roads. Large machinery, SPCs and roadways are taking place and it is a challenging space. Our kids are moving towards the end of the school year. Year 12 have completed their formal 13-year school education. I had the pleasure of attending the appointment of the Central School Year 12 farewell dinner on the 16th of November. A small number of clients that have recently done their very best and they and their parents should be very proud of their achievements. The next 4 weeks sees many invitations to presentation evenings, which is a highlight for all involved. The 11th of November saw Remembrance Day services conducted in our 3 communities. Thank you to the councillors who represented council on the day. Thank you also to our council staff for ensuring our Senate tasks and surrounds were looking the very best they could be for these services. As we meet, water rallies are being held in Denilipan, Leeton and Griffith, demonstrating our communities and our wider region's concern that the proposed water buybacks position and removal of the neutrality lens that has to date had a small influence in determining the detrimental social and economic fallout attached to the many of the initiatives of the Farm Basin Plan that has been brought forward. We have our council meeting on this day, but through our many advocacy and stakeholder bodies, our representations will be made loud and clear. I've had the privilege of attending the 3 project launches of the intergenerational stories facilitated by the Pretoris Education Group. One was the 3 pioneers of polyamory, 2 was the growing up in the point, and 3 the Jerubi intergenerational stories. Acknowledging our own and telling our stories across the generations was heartwarming. We are in the process of conducting our Welcome to New Residents barbecues. We have a printed handbook which should make getting into our community that little bit easier. Of course, the warmest welcome is going to be I encourage you all to use our pristine pools. Our lessees are doing a great job making them as inviting as possible. No doubt the really hot weather will be here soon. The General Manager and I attended the Local Government New South Wales Conference in Sydney last week. It's an intense couple of days with over 137 motions debated. The Minister for Local Government addressed us and made particular mention of the elected representatives and the need to be as engaged and informed as possible, reinforcing the need for upskilling and continuing professional development in this space. In the coming week, the General Manager and I will travel to Sydney for the annual general meeting of the Country Mayors Association, and the following week, accompanied by the Director of Infrastructure and Deputy Mayor, I will attend the Newell Highway Task Force Committee meeting at Parliament House in Canberra. Council is very pleased to receive an award for our Waste to Art initiative. Congratulations to the facilitators, the artists and the council staff for nominating this very positive waste story. And below are a list of meetings, forums, conferences I've attended in October and November. Are there any questions regarding this report?
I just wanted to ask our welcome to our towns. Are we doing any advertising sort of within the towns how are we letting people know that they're on, apart from Facebook?
Through you, Madam Mayor, there are newsletters going out to our communities.
And if I can just add, we have written to each new resident.
Oh, fantastic. Because I was talking to one the other day and he didn't know it was on, and I thought, he's a new neighbour, so I'll just go across and see him.
So have the newsletters gone out, or has the information gone out about these?
Yeah, Kelly's been handling that, but Jess, she has reached residents.
Yeah, but what about the general public? Of the different organisations and things, so yes, they were all invited.
Well, I have to say that I was talking to somebody from one of our emergency services and they said they've heard nothing.
I got
I was talking about the RFS, the ROSES.
Did they submit an expression of interest of being involved? Because you had to do that. That was part of the process.
Well, yeah, I didn't know, but he just they just mentioned it to me, and I went, oh, well, I'll ask the question.
Well, there was a call out
Right.
a couple of months ago.
Well, who did they go to though? Because I'm the secretary of the Colliamby Brigade, and I never got anything.
Yeah.
No.
I'm secretary of the Drury Footy Club, and I got something.
Yeah.
I'd just like to encourage, we've had one going to Portsmouth, very, very poorly attended. There was one resident, there's no councillors. There was 3 bodies, the RFS, the membership and the community centre. That was it. So I encourage for the next two that are going to be facilitated, please, if as a councillor you can attend, that would be
I've already told Kelly I'm going, but I just...
yes, so, considerable effort has been put into organising it, so it's disappointing if it's been not attended. Okay, any questions from this news report? I'll leave it to John to speak about the conference and to important points of this need to be done. Okay, if there's no further questions, I'll move that report to the committee, please. Councillor Turgren, secondly Councillor Bryce. Those in favour, please say aye. Those against, carried. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Craig. The report's just for noting this month, no resolution passed. Just in relation to the farm, still waiting on one particular supplier to get us back some quotes. We've written the letters, they'll go out to all of the rural rates assessment to try and work out what is actually habitable residence and what isn't, and if they were looking for a commercial service. So went back, double back through, I got all of the, we know there's about 800 rural assessments. So I went back through and I thought, well, maybe just the rural addressing will only identify where there's people living. We've got 790 rural addresses, so that didn't help me at all. So that's why this letter's going out to try and find out, pinpoint lots of different things. So they'll be going out with the self-addressed envelope or reply envelope, or they can come back with scan it and post or email it, or just drop it into the office. That's it. The housing sort of proposals from 3 real estate agents. I've received one proposal back already. I know the other 2 were just doing their inspections of the properties late last week, so I'll get them through within this next week, and I'll select an agent to put those 2 properties on the market. We've got a nice little drawing of the 4 2-bedrooms, so I'm just finishing off the specifications, and then I haven't told Tom, but I need to work with Tom to get the tender specification, the contracts done that we need to, and we're going to put out and do those things. We are going to the regional precincts round for the Darlington Point home ownership things, 17 homes. I think the scheme going under is 5 to 50 million, but we'll still stick around about the 5 to 6 million to do the 17 homes, and we see, so it's a precinct, so we're sort of linked, for want of a better word, and I know I say this with some trepidation because a lot of councils don't like that, but we need to say to ourselves that Darlington Point is a bedroom community of Griffith at this stage. We call it that's our precinct as a bedroom community to the service centre of Griffith. We need our daycare centre here to facilitate that. We need the housing to be able to facilitate that. And then once we get a critical mass of people here, then the other services of retail and commercial will naturally come. So it's always a tough subject to broach with some councils. They don't like to be thought as a bedroom community. They prefer
Satellite.
A satellite, yeah.
Would be a better terminology. Thanks, John.
Yeah.
I've only ever heard of calling them sleeper towns.
Satellite. It's a better name.
But it's the same principle with everything else like that. So that's what, if we do that and we own that, then after a little while as we grow, we can start getting different services come in, which grows it even further, and then commercial and other industrial businesses will come. It's not meaning we're not stopping from, if we hear of an industry or a business that wants to turn up, we will go talk to them, see what we can facilitate. They will always say, what's your unemployment? Who's got workers there? And that's always a tricky situation along those lines as well. So we're doing those things. Tidy Towns of Work, Councillor McKay has already mentioned that. Just wanted to throw in just a couple of quick projects. The Civic Hall and Jewellery. Demolition has started there. The sewer mains have been relocated. They're starting to do footings as we speak. Calrose Road, sealing in late November. Got to call that out. We were only there on Calrose Road for about 4 days doing all of that. It was very well managed, and the team did a lot of the front end work, so that when we went in there, we could maximise the use of the hire equipment to get in there and knock it all over. So we got to do a shout out to that. That's the way we want to progress everything. So I'm hoping that everything will progress that sort of way and have all the work done front end. Flood damage claim, we actually only got finally awarded about $7.6 million. Channel 9 is completed, and Brougham Place, the water main at the front has been relocated, and just we've got to complete the path, the last part of the path in front of the shops. Is it correct, Tom? Yeah. Yep.
And curb down to work.
Yeah. So
That's amazing.
as Councillor McRae mentioned, Country Mayors Association this week, and I'll hop on annual leave again. The conference we attended, I went to go through any of the 137 resolutions, just to say the ones that got voted down were the ones that needed to get voted down, and the ones that got up were the ones that needed to get up, well, majority of them. Thanks. But some of the things, the Minister for Local Government spoke quite proactively about how he wants local government to be, empowering the elected representatives to be able to be elected representatives, to strengthening the code of conduct, so where he can come in and virtually sack one member of council and not the entire council for a road council or anything else like that. So just working through all those things. Financial sustainability, he was saying that that is an issue. So he has instructed IPART to do their next terms of reference for their centre will be on financial sustainability. So we've got to prepare ourselves to start putting the submissions in that we know that we need to demonstrate how councils can be financially sustainable. And that doesn't necessarily mean that they have to meet the Australian accounting standards, which are written for-profit organisations, right? So you've got to always keep those sort of things, like our depreciation schedules, that you're depreciating things down to zero, particularly roads and all of those wonderful sorts of things. As a for-profit organisation, I would love to have a $7 million depreciation write-off on my taxes. But as a local government, it's just a net noose around our neck, which really means at the end of the day, we're overcharging the ratepayers because we're not charging what our actual costs are. So that's always been my stance for ever since I was an accountant and 30 plus years in local government. That's always that balance. So for my world, having a unfunded depreciation does not mean we're not sustainable, because we will always do something, we'll always deliver the service, we'll always try to meet the expectations of the community. So then coming to the IPART review that was released, there'll be more brought out on that. I'll do some more work on that, but in effect, they're separating a lot of the costs. They're actually drilling down. They're breaking us down into three regions. So there'll be a metropolitan, a rural, and a regional, or however those three regions are. So we'll be in the rural sector. So we'll have a different rate peg than the metropolitan and the regional cities will have, or regional centres, and it'll be factored into a lot of different things, and it'll be forward-looking. So that was those. Had a really good presentation from the chair of ICAC. Went through a couple of their investigations they did, and just putting it all out there and showing us all the videos of councillors that were caught up in situation, caught up in as part of their investigation, having compromising positions with other people and all that sort of stuff that the developers could use as blackmail over them if they decided not to go their way and all that sort of stuff. It was really an eye-opener in relation to some of those things of what has come out. But the sad thing, and it was brought up in questions, is that 3 or 4 years ago, right? It's only just getting done now, right? So there's a bit of a lag, but at the end of the day, like any investigation, whether it's police or ICAC, you hope that they get all the right evidence. So a guilty person is convicted and not an innocent person is railroaded at the end of the day. So that's why you see something like, you might blow the whistle on something and nothing happens for 12 months. They're actually trying to verify that before they destroy somebody's life. And then they come out and then they destroy their life with just cause along those lines. There was a great presentation by a social science fellow, or whatever they call them, about the different generations, and we've virtually got 4 different generations in the workplace now, and how everybody is so different, what everybody, all the different needs are and things. As a council, we need to know that. As managers, we need to know what all the different generations expect if we want to get the best out of them. And when you're sitting, we've still got baby boomers, we've still got Gen X, we've got Gen Y, and we've got the next one coming in, and then Alpha is just to 2010 to 2024, so they're going to start coming in. You just saw all of the different things. You've got to just think in the last couple of generations how technology and everything has just transformed absolutely anything. He had a great picture up there. He had a little baby, and there was a magazine, had a magazine in front of him, and they were going like this, trying to swipe the page to the next one as if it was an iPad. It's just, but it's exactly how, and it's just little things like that that sort of brought all of those things into line. That, yeah, you're a 56-year-old man and you've got things like that going on. You've got to sort of catch up with what's going on. So overall, the day one was dealing with all the resolutions, and yeah, we were only one story up, so nobody thought that they could jump off and actually kill themselves. So they all stayed inside. And day 2 with the presentations, there was quite a lot brought out and things. So well good. Did I miss anything?
No.
Councillor Crowe?
Are there any questions of the General Manager?
Except for the cyber security guy who put the wind up us, absolutely put the wind up us, about all the different influences and everything from foreign powers and what they're doing and how they're doing things and all that, and how they go about doing it, it's just phenomenal. And they're just looking at it every single second of the day, tracking things. Thousands, millions of different attacks coming in onto our shores from cybersecurity. It's just absolutely phenomenal. Absolutely. They catch a lot, or stop a lot. The system stop a lot.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. Thank you. Sorry.
So when we complain, not complain, but comment or complain about our protections on our devices and things like that, there's very sound reason behind all of that.
Councillor Major?
Just in regards to the flood damage claims, there's obviously, I think the community's got some expectations of what will be fixed and what won't be fixed.
Yep.
Have we got a summary of what's going to be included in that 7.6?
So we've got the plans that have come back, they've identified like 636 different sites on our, how many roads we've got on our 1,400 kilometres of roads. So the plan that we're moving forward, and it will be a strategic plan that we might have. We've gone along and tried to make everything as safe as we can. That was part of the first $500,000 we received to make sure things were safe. But we're going to tackle it road by road, and delineation by delineation. So we'll do maintenance grading, we'll do flood damage repair, and we'll do, we've got some other, what's that other grant? $7 million, 6 point. The second track.
The change the name of the
Yeah, trains to it. We'll use that and do roads by road is the plan that we're sort of working out to be able to knock it all over.
So this is more about just roads rather than community infrastructure.
That's just roads. Just roads. That 7.6 is just roads.
Where's the community? Yeah, where's the community infrastructure one up to then? Like when I say community infrastructure, like the train and that drilled around, like bridge, mini rail.
So that would have been submitted through Apex. Would have done that, correct?
I'm not sure, I can't speak to the computer around specifically. I know that those claims had to be processed through Public Works and the First District of New South Wales. So we have a claim in with them. I don't believe we've heard yet. I'm not sure.
Yeah, so Public Works, so we'd have, we would have had some damage down here at the caravan park through Public Works. The bridge at Murrumbidgee, I think was put through that, whether they accept that or
The
not.
walking bridge.
Yeah.
Walking bridge,
Yeah.
a few things like that. But yeah, no, the mini rail, I signed letters for to tell the world, tell Public Works that it's Apex's and things like that, so they could put their claims through there.
Yeah, and it's probably the bridge, just that sort of general stuff. Yep, all right.
John, I've just got a comment I'd like to make regarding the housing.
Yep.
The fact that we have moved ahead with the 4x2 bedroom critical housing units is very important because Murrumbidgee local North District had 15 million to input into critical staff housing, and there were 5 sites chosen across the MLHD, and Jerusalem was not one of them. So the fact that we've gone ahead and done this was very prudent, and we knew we were on a high pitch, and I think in that regard anyway. So just like to assure council that our foresight has been rewarded. And secondly, John, I'd just like to ask, apparently there have been 2 instances of vandalism with a brand new lift and change facility here in Darlington Point. Is anybody being held accountable for that?
I'll pass this over to you, Tom. Do you know the reports were done to the police?
I've done the reports to the police, but it's just an event report. We have no footage we're looking at purchasing some CCTV now.
So do we have an estimate of the damage caused?
Around $2,000.
That a facility that has been much wanted and was funded is so disrespected in such a short period of time, it's really disappointing. I just hope that something comes of it. It's not good enough. And we as council have to be very, very strong in our advocacy around that. It's just not good enough. We're charged with putting new and inclusive infrastructure in place, and then there's 2 instances in a very short 3-month period of it being vandalised. So, yeah, I would hope that that's the last we hear of it. It would be good if the police actually came back to us and let us know what had happened. Are there any other questions or comments regarding the General Manager's report? If not, would somebody like to move, please? Move Councillor Kirby, seconded Councillor Sherwood. Those in favour, please say aye. Those against? Carried. Thank you. Item 2, please.
Item number 2 is the draft financial statements for the financial year 2023. So councillors will be aware that the due date for these to be lodged is the 31st of October, which obviously we're past now. We have sought for lots of local government an extension of time to the 30th of November, and we've also sought an additional extension as requested by the leaders to 15th of December 2023, so we're waiting to hear back on that. The delay in the process is largely related to the asset evaluations that had to be undertaken this year and delays in receipt of those reports, which we've now finished that work substantially and we're just waiting for it to be audited. We are presenting the draft financial statements to Council today for referral to the auditors for signing, and as is typical, the resolution is to allow General Manager to make any necessary adjustments to the financial statements as a result of the process, and to launch those and organise meetings and all the results from the financial statements are generally positive. Chair earlier today, which touched on that as well. Unrestricted cash position at the end of 2023 is in just over $2 million, subject to the completion of the audit, and all of the ratios that are in the financial statements there. The proposals from the substantial. So, I'm recommending that Council refer the draft financial statements to you.
Are there any questions of Caitlin? No. Would somebody like to move Councillor Black, seconded Councillor Major, that the stated recommendation be put forward? Those in favour, please say aye. Those against? Carried. Thank you. Item 3, please.
Item 3, the financial statements for the budget review for the September 2023 quarter. Most of the changes, all of the changes due to budget have been worked with the council today or for the workshop, and substantially any other changes either relate to just updating the working balances and reserves and restricted cash from to reflect what was in the 2023 financial statements. And there's some timing differences as well in terms of grants that went in last year that we brought forward to this year and associated expenditure with those as well. So just recommending that the budget review be noted and the variances to the budget approved.
Are there any questions of Caitlin, please? If not, would somebody like to move? Councillor Kirby, seconded Councillor Saxon. The recommendation will read that the quarterly budget review be noted and variances to the budget as outlined therein be approved. Those in favour, please say aye. Those against? Carried. Thank you. 4, please.
Thank you. Through you, Madam Mayor. Item 4 relates to the adoption of the new alcohol-free zone policy. Council is aware that a report was submitted in June this year recommending the current alcohol-free policy be amended and also to be updated in accordance with requirements. It was based on public exhibition and submission closed at the end of July this year. As a result of that period, one submission was received, addressing the length of time someone may be able to lodge a application to remove an alcohol-free zone event. So that policy was amended to include that request, and it's now being presented back to council for formal adoption.
Thank you, Gary. Are there any questions of Gary regarding this policy? If not, would somebody like to move, please? Move Councillor Jennifer and second Councillor Gilbert. And the recommendation will read that the draft alcohol-free zone policy be adopted with the following changes. 1, the removal of point 3 and additional schedule 1 on alcohol-free zones. And 2, addition to delegation to the general manager section of individuals, groups or organisations must apply in writing to council to request the extension of the alcohol-free zone at least 1 month before the school holiday. I'll put the recommendation. Those in favour, please say aye. Those against, carried. Thank you. Item 5, please.
Thank you. Item 5 is with the endorsement of the annual report for 2026. Released. Council required to amend the report in 5 months. Beginning financial year to the Office of Government outlines government achievements for the last 12 months and implementing its delivery program for the year's operational plan. Recently given a copy of the annual report, and the recommendation is council are now endorsing the report for the year 2022-2023.
Gary, are there any questions regarding this annual report? I think we're going to have a very quick look. Have a look at it. If there are no questions, somebody like to move, please? Councillor Bryce, second Councillor Strong. The recommendation will be council endorse Murrumbidgee Council annual report for the year 2022-23. The report is submitted to the Minister of Local Government and published on council's website. The recommendation was in favour, please say aye. Those against, carried. Thank you. Item 6, please.
Thank you. Through you, Madam Mayor. Item 6 relates to the report on Murrumbidgee Code of Conduct. Statistics for the past 12 months. Council has an obligation to report information on Code of Conduct complaints made against either councils or the church manager. As of 31 August 2023, no complaints have been received for Code of Conduct matters against council or the general manager, and the recommendation is that council note there is no Code of Conduct complaints and that the also statistics that have been reported the New South Wales Department of Local Government.
Any questions of Gary? I'll put the recommendation which will read. The council note A, there were no code of conduct complaints made against councillors or the general manager during the period 1st of September 2022 to 31st of August 2023. And B, these statistics have been reported to the Office of Local Government in accordance with the procedures for the administration of the Murrumbidgee Council's Code of Conduct. I'll put that recommendation. Those in favour, please say aye. Aye. Those against? Carried. Well done, team. That's something to be proud of. We can obviously work as a team, and that's not always a given, so well done. Reports. Item number 7, the Audit Risk and Improvement Committee Annual Chairperson's Report.
So this report was prepared by the chairperson now, Harry. She addressed questions earlier today at our workshop, so I won't repeat what she's covered there, but essentially just a summary of the function and role that Eric and the work that have been undertaken this year, and some different reports to come next. I recommend we look at the emergency. So we're not ready.
Are there any questions on Caitlin, or would somebody like to recommend? Move Councillor Black, seconded Councillor Kennedy. And the recommendation is that the chair of the ARIC committee's Annual report be noted. Those in favour, please say aye.
Aye.
Those against? Carried. Thank you. Item number 8, please.
Just recently, council back to the local traffic committee meeting. There's the agenda items that were passed through council, confirming traffic issues within council based on Donald Ross Drive, kangaroo signs, Carrington Street, stopping, the Two Rivers Road convoy, conducted in March 2024, Four Corners Road line marking, and the road closure for the Big Day Out, which is intended to take place, and then a recent study of the speed bump in Stock Street, which was a request from the local traffic committee to investigate it up to 12 months. All those items were through. The only items of change were the 47 Carrington Street, with no stopping signs now have accept police written on the no stopping. All for RBT stationary checking station there.
I noticed in these minutes, Tom, that the issue I raised regarding the change of location of the bus stop on Kimble Way, has that been progressed at all?
Yes, it has. So, Transport for New South Wales have been in contact with the bus company,
Yeah.
and they're now collaborating with the owner of that property.
That's very positive. Thank you.
So,
Thank you very much for that. Also, President Monique Lurchner, and she alluded to a pool of funding called TARP funding, and Eden, I passed on that information to Eden Lucas, one of our operational staff, to see whether the Portsea camp bus would fall under this pool of funding, and Eden was just waiting to hear back from them. So this lady who attended the meeting was very engaged and very helpful, and unfortunately we probably won't see her again because she was just seconded to that position, which isn't that Murphy's law. But it was nice to get a good hearing, and Council records your apology, and I was late as I've been to another meeting, so thank you, Tom, for filling that position and leading the meeting. There's little people everywhere, so. Are there any further questions of Tom regarding this report? If not, would somebody like to move? Then Councillor Blake, seconded Councillor Sherburn, that the traffic committee meeting minutes be noted. Those in favour, please say aye. Those against? Item 9, please.
Item 9 was the Tidy Town annual general meeting, and the item 10 was the November meeting of Tidy Town. If there's any questions, happy to answer anything. All the President, Secretary, Treasurer is all as was last year, which is what happens every year.
There's nothing in particular note. Councillor Ross, you
No.
bring to our attention?
No.
Are there any further questions from the floor regarding this? If not, would somebody like to move? Councillor Bryce, seconded Councillor Major, that the minutes of the Drury Tidy Town's annual general meeting and general meeting be noted. Those in favour, please say aye. Those against? Carried. Thank you. Item 11, please. Thank you.
Oh, following up the Australia Day committee meeting we had at the club, we've had a number of our volunteers stand down and retired, and some of the younger ones have either got jobs or gone away to university. So we're lucky enough to get 2 new members with Alison DeManuel and Samantha Phillips. The apologies from Laura Manus, Ali Simmons and James Shawn. So Jane's still on our committee. Laura is away, but it will be doing stuff from uni for us. So we're just Just went through our meeting of what we're normally going to be doing. I've contacted Gary about the chair, so that's all good. Other than that, I don't think there's... We asked for a list from council, from the council authorised awards, and Ruth will sign off on those, and then any, like the colouring competitions and that, that'll just be done by the chair of the committee.
Any questions of Christine regarding this meeting of Connie and Leah Australia? If not, would somebody like to move this?
Onward.
Councillor Jubin, seconded Councillor Rice, that the minutes of the Connie and Leah Australia committee meeting be noted. Those in favour, please say aye. Those against? Carried. Thank you. I move to the officers' reports for noting. Monthly investment report.
So this is the investment report for October 2023. 3 months. At the end of that month, council had just over 30 million invested. That includes some of those and the state and being invested.
Thank you, Caitlin. Are there any questions of Caitlin regarding this report? If not, would someone like to move it to the Councillor Major, seconded Councillor Thorne? I'll do that, with the monthly investment report being noted. Those in favour, please say aye. Those against? Carried. Thank you. Okay, item number 13, please.
Thank you. Through you, Madam Mayor, item 13 deals with the wealth applications that were approved in October 2023 under delegated authority. The recommendation is that the information be noted.
Thank you, Gary. Are there any questions of Gary regarding these DAs?
Nice to see so many DAs and some for new buildings.
Okay. Someone like to move Councillor Major, second Councillor Bryce. That the development applications approved under delegation be noted. Those in favour, please say aye. Those against? Carried. Thank you. Would somebody like to move that we move into confidential items, please? Move Councillor Secretary, seconded Councillor Black. Those in favour, please say aye. Those against? Carried. Thank you.
Can't read that fast, Bill.
Same line, same line.
Same line. Okay, we'll move to item number 14, please, the tender supply registration and delivery of the prime mover. Tom. And the recommendation will read, moved by Councillor Blake, seconded by Councillor Sherwin, that one council accept the tender for inland trucks water for the purchase of the Kenworth Model 2610 SAR for $336,554, excluding GST. Tender reference RFT 0007/2023. And 2, the contract documents and any other associated documents be executed on behalf of the council in accordance with Clause 165 of the Local Government Regulation by the General Manager delegated to the Director of Infrastructure as the principal's representative. The recommendation, those in favour, please say aye. Those against? Carried. Thank you. Thank you, councillors, for your